haul today. I went to Red, White, and Blue, Eco, Thrift, this mom and pop store, then a Goodwill. Gonna show you everything I spent today. Spent around $250, around $5 to $6 cost of goods. Hope you guys are fired up. Hope you guys are ready to go. Let's get this camera popping up. We're here in LA. LA thrifting is pretty legendary. And yeah, so let's just get straight into it. This is gonna be laid back. I'm gonna be eating. I also am trying out this new German beer, organic. Light beer. So let's get straight to it. So first off, Red, White, and Blue. And if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you smash the like button. Sup, buddy from the East Coast tonight. Nice. So what time is that for you? It's probably pretty late. And I usually make these lives pretty late, so I do apologize for that. But I'm kind of a night owl, and so I do apologize for that. But if you have nothing to do, I guarantee you're going to get massive value with this live. You're going to learn a lot of new brands. If you're super experienced, like a crazy experienced reseller, you may know like a lot of these brands. It's not actually, I have a couple that are crazy bangers for you guys, so make sure you guys stay to the end. But for the most part, if you're extremely experienced, you will know a lot of these brands. It may refresh your memory. If you're new, this is going to be like gold. It's literally going to be mining gold for you guys. So if you're brand new, this is the place to be. I'm going to show you some great brands that everyone's passing on. And the reason why I say that is because I go to the thrift stores pretty late and I find the things that everyone passes on. So honestly, my competition is a lot of flea market vendors, and they just pick up the most basic things. Like I was like, oh, this guy might be like on top of his game, and I saw in his cart and he had like Morona and like George and stuff like that. I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, what the heck is that? Like, you can't even sell that at a flea market. But we're also trying out some Trader Joe's. This is like a dumpling, pork dumpling. They're actually bomb. So if you're at Trader Joe's, if you have one near you, make sure you go. They also have a really nice organic beer and wine section. So smash the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're going to get straight into it right now. We're here in Los Angeles, living the dream, you know, making things happen. Yeah, these things are fire. Christian is the boss. He's the Instagram boss. These things are absolutely fire. They're like $3 or $4. So everyone complains about inflation, but Trader Joe's, everything's the same. Like their eggs are like $3 for 12. So Trader Joe's is where I shop. The inflation has not hit Trader Joe's where I'm at, which is great. And everyone's talking about, oh, everything's so expensive. But if you go to Trader Joe's only, you're actually going to find some of the cheapest things out there. And so that's where I shop, and everything is like eggs are $3. A pizza that I just got was like $5. Meat, like ground beef, organic ground beef is like, I don't know. If you want to get the expensive organic ground beef, it's like $7.99. If you want to get the non-organic, it's only like $6. But let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into it right now. If you guys have any questions, let me know. We're having record sales, record month right now. And this is, I don't know, I'm like less than 2 years into eBay reselling. And I spent a couple days out of the week to go crazy with sourcing. So this is one of those days where I spent a lot of time just getting bangers, getting really high sell-through rate, high ASP items. That way I make way more cash, and then that way you guys can make way more cash and learn some really good brands to thrift. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you smash the like button, make sure you're subscribed, and we're gonna get straight into it right now. This is actually on my iPhone. I usually do it on like a DSLR camera, but we're gonna wing it right now with the iPhone. I can see the comments, so if you guys have any comments, if you have any questions, let me know right now. I'll answer any questions that you guys have reseller related. I do a lot of other businesses. I do Amazon as well. I do a couple other things. I do Patreon coaching, not with my specific brand, but I help Dixon Pickens. I help his Patreon group. He's an absolute savage. He has a nice group, and I help do coaching calls for his group. So if you guys want to go over there to Dixon Pickens, he's a really OG reseller, and I'm one of his coaches, and we do Zoom calls. I do Zoom calls every Tuesday and Thursday night for 1 hour, and everyone basically just shoots away questions, and I hammer away with all those questions. So hope you guys are doing amazing, but let's get straight into it. So red, white, and blue was trash today. Wasn't good. Wasn't too happy with it, but honestly, you know, that's the reality. Sometimes you're going to go into thrift stores. Sometimes you're going to go and you're not going to be satisfied. You're going to be pissed off. You're going to be discouraged. You're going to want to go home. And that was basically today with red, white, and blue. However, I did find some good things. This was the first time at this specific one in California where I wasn't pleased with it. I was kind of, you know, discouraged. I didn't eat, so I was kind of pissed off. People were cutting in front of me. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, have some good etiquette, man. Like, what are you doing? But that's just how it is, and you just got to roll with the punches. But yeah, I'll show you guys some of the things that I got. I think I have like 40 to 50 items, well over, I'd say $1,000 to $3,000 gross in this bundle that I'm going to show you. I'll probably make like $800 to $2,000 profit in one day, just, you know, sourcing this stuff. I didn't do all the math right now, but I'm gonna basically show you guys everything, and then you guys can roast me or whatever it is that you want. Notorious is the cool brand, spelled cool or cool. Yeah, KUHL, my favorite brand, cool. And don't pick it up. Please leave it for me because I want to pick cool up. I don't want to saturate that brand. I want to make sure that that I'm the only one picking up cool. Yeah, Dixon's Pickens right there, the OG. I'm in his group, so check out his YouTube channel. Join his Patreon. He's got, I would say, the most genuine Patreon, where we basically coach everyone that just wants that extra help, that extra boost in knowledge. And he's on top of it. He has a Discord chat as well, so you guys will have access to that Discord. You can ask him any questions that you guys want, and he's really on top of it. He's like super on top of it. Like, he responds right away. And so if you're a beginner and you really want to blow up your sales, I would 100% recommend joining that Discord. He's available every morning pretty early, and he does free Zoom calls. You know, people will hop on and ask him questions, and then I do them as well. And then when you hop on, you can see the schedule and everything like that. But yeah, everything is going good. I bought a cool 32 degree. Is that good or horrible? Absolutely horrible. Horrible. I would never pick that brand up. Not a huge fan of 32 degree. I think it's a very basic brand, unless it's like a quilted puffer. I have sold one recently that was like a puffer jacket that actually sold fairly quick. So I would say if it's like polyester filled quilted puffer jacket, that's the only thing I would get, or like their quilted puffer vest. That's literally the only thing that I would get. I already watched Dixon's. Thank you. Also, Dixon is what you do, learning a lot from you all. Yeah, he's the OG. He's a really good YouTuber, and he's been around for a decent time, and he's absolutely crushing it. And we're all just focused on picking up really good stuff. So first thing I got today, crazy price. They were slipping on their price, $3. James Purse is a good brand. Yeah, I actually found a couple of James Purse today. I found camo cargo pants James Purse today that I'll show you in a second. This is Rock Revival cargo shorts at red, white, and blue. Caught them slipping, $3. I probably would have paid up to $8 for this. It may have went down in value, to be honest, but I still picked it up. These are just cargo shorts, and I'm selling a lot of cargo stuff right now. And I know Dixon loves cargo. He actually put me on to some of the cargo stuff. And so this is just cargo shorts. And for $3, I mean, how could you pass on this? 34 is a pretty good size as well. And so this is actually a really good brand. How about Callaway polos? I mean, they're like, if you see things over and over again, there's a reason for that. People are passing on that item. Now, you may be able to sell them. I would say Callaway is a good bins pickup if you're only getting them for like 50 cents to $1. But if you're if you're just like shopping and they have it priced up like $4.99, no way. Like, I would say Callaway is a bins pickup if you're more of a volume seller. I would say if you're starting off, you really need to just only put in good items in your store, and you have to really learn really good brands. That's like what it comes down to. So if you have a smaller store, you're just starting off, you have to only focus on gold brands in your store, and you're gonna see massive success really fast. Before, like eBay, you could obviously pretty much list anything and you would get a bunch of sales with like very basic mid-tier, low-tier brands. It's getting a lot harder just because it's getting more saturated. So you have to learn different brands like Rock Revival. This is the first thing that I found today, actually. And these are just cargo shorts, $3, and I can flip that into over $20. I'll probably get like $20 profit. What is it's Rock Revival. Rock Revival. So in every single brand, there's going to be brands within that brand that sell very well. So for instance, let's say Gap, right? Gap is a terrible brand, but if it's a chambray, pearl snap, those actually sell pretty well. Over $20, you may be able to get like $15 to $20 profit. I price everything up. And so I for sure have had Gap shirts, denim, chambray, pearl snaps, XL sell for like $20 to $30. And that's just like crazy, right? So Eddie Bauer, not the craziest brand, but this is Nua Tags, and it's not Travex, but it's what is it? It is Travex. So this is Travex, a really good line within Eddie Bauer, size 38. Nua Tags, just shorts, and these retailed for $85. So I'll probably list them for like $30 to $40. Also makes severe jeans too. Yeah, let me know what jeans do good if you want to saturate it, Dixon. But I'm sure there's some good Gap jeans that actually sell very well. So tap out, pretty much anything. Is Zara a good brand? I actually love Zara. A lot of women, like my girlfriend, shop Zara. Zara is very salvage, yeah. Anything pretty much salvage, pick it up. And I don't know if I have jeans right here, but salvage, you can look underneath like the leg opening. If you flip it inside out, there'll be like white lining within like the seam. If anyone wants to explain what salvage is, you can. But this is just tap out shorts. The logo is kind of faded, but this is kind of a niche MMA brand. So if you like MMA, Dana White, Conor McGregor, like all the OGs in the UFC, Tap Out's a really, really good brand. Pretty much anything Tap Out does very well. This was $6, but it was half off of $6, so $3 for these. Not the craziest pickup, but anything Tap Out, if you're getting it at the bins or if it's really cheap, it's pretty much a pickup. So I paid full price, so the red was full price, $8. This is a Carhartt Rain Defender. So whenever a brand has a specific name associated with it, I always look it up, and I just want to like look into it, because like Travex does very well with any line if it has a specific name, like board shorts and swim trunks, like Hurley Phantom, that actually performs very well in the summer. If you get that early enough, it can actually sell pretty fast. So this is Carhartt Rain Defender hoodie 2XL, and this was $8. Paying up a little bit for it, but most thrifts will charge like $30. I don't know. I went to a eco thrift. It was my first time at eco thrift, and like I found some good things, but they were just tripping on some prices, like absolutely tripping on some prices, like $100 for like the most basic brands. I'm like, you guys got to be kidding me. So this was half off. As you guys know, a lot of my store is the outdoor niche. I really love finding the outdoor brands. The outdoor category is one of my top categories that I like filling my store up with. And so this is just Eddie Bauer. If it was Travax or the Ascent line, it'd be amazing. This is just a basic 3630. It was half off, so $3 for these nylon outdoor hiking pants. If it was convertible, it'd be a no-brainer. But these sell for me all the time. They even sell in winter. So, yeah. A lot of people know Dixon. He's got one of the best YouTube channels around. Absolute savage in the game. I've been paying up for Ralph Lauren zip-up hoodies, but it's worth it. Yeah, I mean, if it works for your store, pick it up. Like, it's crazy. There's some items that sell in my store like overnight, and then I look at the sell-through rate, and I'm like, that's like a terrible sell-through rate. Like, how am I selling that? But my theory is that when you sell items over and over again without getting returns, and you have a good buyer experience over and over again, you keep picking up those items, they sell faster and faster and faster. So for me, it's Nike Tech fleece joggers. I've never had a return for one, and it's like overnight sales every single time that I list it. And I think Tech and Sports talks about, if something sells for your store, just keep picking that up and keep selling it over and over again. So Zara, I know someone asked about Zara, Claudia. Zara is an incredible brand with certain things. So their bomber jackets sell pretty much within like a month for me all the time. Their blazers always sell for me. And it may not be like the best brand in the world, but for my store, it sells very well. So keep picking up the things that sell in your store, and you'll keep getting similar results. So I'm trying to, load my store up with hybrid, like, swim trunks and stuff. So this was just $3. It's like kind of like a floral print, just very basic Hurley. If it was Phantom, it'd be better, but I'm really trying to load my store up. I actually got 30 on Poshmark. They're selling pretty fast, and I got like $20 profit on one of those, spending like $3, and they're starting to really pick up right now. And so I'm like, for summer, I'm really loading my store up with board shorts, hybrid shorts, Volcom, Hurley. There's a bunch. I'll show you guys. So this is a brand that not a lot of people know about. It's Bird Dogs. They make joggers. They will sell overnight. Bird Dogs is one of the best brands that you can find in their joggers. These are just shorts in the women's section. A lot of people that are just men's specific clothing category will pass up on all the women's stuff. I kind of just go through the women's section really fast. I try to find Mother Jeans, Judy Blue, pretty much any brand that does very well in the men's section. I will see if they have it in the women's section. And so Bird Dogs, absolute pickup, pretty much anything. This was, so this is like a mom and pop store with this brand. I just got a counter offer for a John Varvatos hoodie, linen. So after the live, I'll maybe accept it or decline it or counter. So Bird Dogs, crazy, good brand. This is the Boom where it's lined. And these shorts are incredible. So one of my favorite brands, easily, Bird Dogs. It's like the new Lululemon. How do you spell it? Yeah, literally how you just spelled it. There's a brand called Bird Dogs, since mentioned Bird Dogs. Yeah, I think it's just BIRD. I don't know. I don't have my laptop on me, but I'm pretty sure it's just BIRD Dogs. I'm pretty sure. And then they make joggers. And I listed their joggers recently, and I got like 6 offers within like an hour. And someone just paid for it outright, I think on Poshmark. So here's an Untucked shirt for $3 that I got at this mom and pop store, new with tags. they kind of like cross it out, so I guess it has a defect, but it's just a short sleeve, nothing crazy. But it was new with tags and $3. I mean, how can you say no to that? I think it's just BIRDS. James Purse. A lot of women like this brand. Even if it's just like a basic white t-shirt, women love that. They buy it up. A lot of the social media influencers promote James Purse, even if it's just a white plain t-shirt. And then I look at the comments and all the women are like, oh my God, thank you so much. I love this shirt. It's my favorite shirt. And it's just like a white plain t-shirt. So as Kaylee Elaine says, factor, stacking, cargo, James Purse, size 1. So a little bit smaller, but an incredible brand. Plus it's camo, plus it's cargo. So you cannot go wrong with that combination. I have to do this because on my last live, my phone died. And I was like, oh crap, is this even gonna save on YouTube? So I'm gonna start blitzing through this stuff. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But I'm gonna really start going through this stuff pretty quick, just because you guys wanna see the brands, right? So Untuck It, this is actually new at tags. The tag actually fell off, I'm stupid. I somehow ripped it off, but it is new at tags. So I'm gonna have to make it look legitimate when I do the listing, but this is actually 100% linen, which is really good. So Untuck It, it's went down in value, but it's solid black, which is stacking a factor. Black button-up shirts do very well, plus it's linen, plus it's new with tags. It was like $7. So I'm gonna have to make sure I don't lose this tag. So I'm gonna put this over here. But the tags fell off. So should I put it as a defect or should I say new with tags? Should I say new with the defect or new with tags? It has no issues with it. So I like fitness brands. A lot of my friends are in like influencer fitness guys, whatever you want to call it. But Alphalete is a good fitness brand. This is just a tank top. It was $3. Alphalete sells extremely fast for me. Crazy speed. A lot of these fitness brands like Young LA, Alphalete, what's the other one? I don't know. It's not coming to my head right now. Was all this at red, white, and blue. So what I showed you so far was just red, white, and blue in this mom and pop store. I also sourced at an eco thrift. And I think Big Yumbo talks about eco thrift when he lived in LA, and I never went to one, but I went to one today. It was like I drove an hour away to my red, white, and blue, which the good one is like an hour away, and like the prices are so cheap over there. And there was an eco thrift really close to it, so I went to that one. I haven't gone into the eco thrift, but it's like literally in the ghetto. I'm not trying to sound like, you know, like that, but there was people like giving me the evil eye in there. Like, I guess my cart was a little bit in the way, and they're like, what the hell, dude? But it's all good. I gotta be more careful next time. But Duluth Trading Company, and it's just like Spanish people. Like, I'm Spanish, I'm Hispanic. Like, these people are pressing me. Duluth XL short sleeve shirt, nothing crazy, $3. I was just like, screw it, it's $3, I don't care. That was at the mom and pop store. And then Nike Tour Performance. I'm trying to load up my store with more shorts, more hybrid, like board shorts and stuff like that. This is women's Nike Tour Performance, $3 for just, you know, basic shorts. Definitely an automatic bins pickup. I wouldn't spend more than like $4 or $5 for that. Not the craziest item there. Okay, I think this is getting into the eco thrift. That was the mom and pop receipt. True Grit is a pretty good brand. It had over 100% sell-through rate in linen. So I just typed in True Grit button-up shirt linen, and it had over 100% sell-through rate. It's XL. It was $6 without any discounts. So it was just $6. Button-up linen shirt. True Grit's a pretty good brand. I've never held on to one like ever. They sell pretty fast, and it's spelled how it sounds. I have a lot of stuff, guys. I don't know what brands of shorts to get. So I showed you the bird dogs. If you can get them, like if you're at the bins, go hard with the board shorts, Hurley, Volcom. You're gonna find a lot of that stuff. Like with this channel, I'm trying to give value to the average person, because in Hollywood, it's not fair. Like I'm gonna have way more access to these incredible brands. If you're in a smaller city, if you're in a smaller spot, I understand your struggle. It's gonna be really tough for you. And like the competition is gonna be that much stronger when you're in the bigger cities. And I do recommend, if you wanna do reselling for the rest of your life, or if you wanna make reselling your career, to move to a bigger city, because it's just an unlimited amount of inventory, like higher tier gold items, like nonstop. It's honestly a blessing. And I do feel for anyone that's in a smaller city that's struggling, because I understand, like I went back home to PA and like, yes, I found some good stuff. I cleaned it out, but I'm not going to be able to clean it out the next day and the next day and the next day. Like they're not going to be able to restock everything. You know what I'm saying? So for these smaller stores, their restocking is really slow. With LA, every day it's almost new items. It's honestly a blessing. Claudia, yeah, Dallas. I hear a lot of good stuff about Dallas. I hear nothing about LA, so right on. I might be the only LA guy. I hope I am. I hope no one else talks about LA. Everyone talks about Dallas and Florida. I never hear anyone about LA. Maybe I'm the only one. I only got recognized like twice, so that's a good thing. If I was getting recognized every day, I'd be a little pissed off. Like I don't want to get recognized. That's why when I go out and thrift, I look like a homeless person, because I don't want people to notice me, and I don't want people to think that like I'm a reseller. I try to be low key. You know what I'm saying? Like I made a short and someone's like, get a haircut. I'm like, that's the whole point. Like I'm trying to look crazy. Notorious. So if you saw my podcast today, it was only like 5 minutes. A bunch of people probably passed on it because it's only like 4 or 5 minutes. But I've compacted like maybe 3 hours of like fantastic content into 5 minutes, and that's a gold mine. And I talk about how to actually only get gold items and the secret sauce on how to actually become one of the best resellers ever. And most people will pass on that video because it's so short, and I understand, because with resellers we want long form content, because we're either listening, we just want to listen to people. And so it is good if you're a content creator to make like 20-30 minutes, an hour long video, so people can work to your voice, they can, you know, pick up on brands and stuff. But if you want to, after this live, go to that little podcast that I did today, Reseller Profit Podcast. It's only like 5 minutes long. But I get into how to get gold items, Notorious. And yeah, we should only be putting in gold items in our store. And I show you what brands to get and how to research really good brands. Claudia, I find tons in Dallas. So do you go to the bins? Like, are the bins popping? Because like I think LA is like, I'm scared to leave LA because I think the thrifting is so good. But I think if I were to move, I would probably move to Texas. But I'm scared to leave LA because I feel like it's just so good. So you guys are agreeing with the bummy look. How do I get access to the podcast? It's free. It's just on my YouTube channel. It's the most recent video. It's called Reseller Profit Podcast, or you can just click Resellertom, go to my most recent videos. You can also look at my most recent lives. I basically just went in the thrift store and like rack by rack, shirt by shirt, basically flick through everything so you guys could see what I was picking up at real time. I didn't do it today. So this is not going to be on the podcast. Right here is not going to be on a live. So I'm going to show you guys everything that I got today. But the podcast is free. I don't charge for that. I don't charge for really anything. I do help out Dixon Pickens. I help out his Patreon group, so I'm one of the coaches in his group, and I do coach, so you can contact him if you want to get involved with that as well. Okay, I didn't see it. No problem. All right, fleece lined Eddie Bauer. So Eddie Bauer is just one of those hiking brands, as you guys know. If you looked it up, you may see a crappy sell-through rate, but it just does very well for my store in the summer. But this is fleece lined, so I'm stacking that factor, so it's nylon hiking, just pants, cargo. You can add the keyword cargo. It was half off, so $3. Fleece lined, gray, nylon hiking pants, cargo, straight. The title really matters, guys. You want to put as many keywords in the title as possible to get your listing seen. Getting sales is all about keywords in your title. There it is, guys. Gave you guys one of the secrets. If you can get really good with trends and use specific keywords in your title, I know Tech and Sports said this as well. He's like, he's like 99% of resellers, if they just added one keyword in their listing, that they would sell it like overnight. And that's pretty true, because if you use keywords and you understand keywords, you understand certain things, like this is corduroy, and then I'm stacking that with the fact that it's Prana, size 14 corduroy pants. Found this in the women's section, paid $5 for it. It's just straight. I use Google Threads to find trendy keywords. Yep. So whoever's on top of the keywords is going to win in reselling and obviously finding good items. So this is corduroy, green, Prana, outdoor, earthy, gorpcore. And then you might want to put in the fabric, if it's hemp, if it's organic cotton. People will buy items just because it's organic cotton or if it's hemp. That's why I like some of these outdoor brands, because I can use the keyword hemp, linen, organic cotton. People are looking for that stuff. Panhandle Slim. I didn't really look it up, to be honest. Gorpcore is just outdoor. So if you were to type in Gorpcore on Google, it would just pop up like outdoor hiking apparel. So like Cool, Prana, Icebreaker, Eddie Bauer, Columbia, all that stuff. It's just outdoor clothing. Clothing that you would wear outside hiking. Which I hike, if you guys want to go to California, the hiking's insane. The mountains here are insane. I'm gonna do a day hike and sleep in a tent with my brother and maybe some friends out there. If you guys are in LA, hit me up. We can do it if you're into hiking. But this is Panhandle Slim, just a pearl snap Western shirt. I didn't really look up the sell-through rate, but it was pretty damn cheap. It was $6. Maybe paid up a little bit for that, but it's vintage, like super vintage. Abercrombie shorts, $4. But these are just Abercrombie sweatpants. My bad, not shorts, just sweatpants. I went through the women's section at red, white, and blue, and I was just like, screw it. I spent a lot of time in the women's section today. Watch out for Bigfoot. Yeah, I've seen one of his prints. It was like the size of my torso right here. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be amazing. I would love to believe in Bigfoot. If I saw him, I would tell you guys. But you would probably find him Northern California. Lauren Ralph Lauren. I haven't picked up this one. It's like, it's inverted for me, but I've never seen that one. Ralph Lauren vintage, but it's just like a plaid flannel, and it has the hit on it. So when it has the hit, you can barely see it. It's a black horse right here. It's a black horse. Vintage Ralph Lauren flannel. Only like $20 I listed at. Now you would find Bigfoot in East LA. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Bigfoot guy. I would think it was like near Yosemite and like maybe near the Oregon Trail. So here's Brooks Brothers XL Madison. If you find this all white Nuit tags, automatic pickup. If you find it used, no stains at all, definitely a good pickup. This is a flannel, Brooks Brothers Madison, and it has the hit right here. A hit is basically just the logo, because a lot of the times it doesn't have the logo on it, but this is a flannel. So stacking the plaid, stacking the logo, stacking that it's Madison, stacking that it's XL, stacking that it's Brooks Brothers. We'll get this thing sold. I'll probably list it for $22.99, somewhere around there. Here's one of those brands that absolutely suck, but if you find this brand in jeans, make sure it's either the Traveler or Travel Pant. You'd be surprised with the sell-through rate, even though Banana Republic absolutely sucks with pretty much everything. Their Traveler and Travel Pants or jeans actually do very well in specific sizes. So pretty surprised with that. And if you guys are getting value, make sure you smash the like button. We only have 3 likes, 15 live right now. Make sure you smash the like button. It helps a lot. We're getting into my Eco Thrift haul right now. Here's the biggest banger of the day, guys. Biggest banger. I've been looking for this item for so long. I don't even know how to say it. But I know the tag. Screenshot it. What is it? It's like in cursive. Campbell and Asser, something along those lines. I know Thrift Life talked about it. Big Yumbo, I think, might have talked about it. I forget who talks about it, but it's like $100 button-up shirt. If it's used, probably like over $60. I didn't look at the exact comps. I forget how to say it, guys. If anyone knows how to pronounce it, you can kind of write it out. But if you screenshot that, or if you want to go back in the replay, you can screenshot it later. But it's like it's one of the best button-ups that you can find. That's been on my bucket list for so long, it's not even funny. So this had like 100% sell-through rate. Fallout Boy, is that like a band or something? I have no clue. It was half off of $13, so like $6.50, and it had almost like 100% sell-through rate. And this is just a bomber jacket. If you find bomber jackets in Zara or anything, just look it up, because bombers, I guess, are in, like, all the guys in LA when they're going out to clubs and crap. They're all wearing bomber jackets. Like pretty much anytime I go down Melrose or in LA, all the guys are wearing like bomber jackets, cargo pants. And so it's a brand. Notorious, yeah. Lacoste, blue, 2XL. A lot of thrift stores price this up for some reason. This was $8, so I kind of paid up for it a little bit. If it was like wool or cashmere, it would be a no-brainer. This is just cotton, so nothing crazy, but it had no issues with it, and I should be able to get like $30 to $35 out the door total. How are you guys' sales going? Let me know down below. We're almost done here. Let me know how the sales are going for you guys. So for me, I had a really good 10-day stretch, Now it's just like any day now, it's gonna collapse. Like, because for me with my store, I'm fairly new to eBay, like a year and a half, a year and like a quarter, I'd say. And they usually put me 3 days on, 3 days off. They turn on my store for 3 days and then they turn it off for 3 days. I had like a 10-day stretch of over like $300 to $500 per day. And then recently it's been in like the hundreds, which is terrible. But I was like, you know, expecting it because I was like, there's no way they're just going to put me 10 days like on blast. Yeah, I'm putting in really good items and a lot of them are organic, but I was expecting some slow days. So let me know if you guys are crushing it right now. What's the sentiment right now? Are you guys growing? Is it average? Like, let me know, guys. So this is the Eco Thrift. Didn't get any sales, but I don't post every day. Yeah. So the secret to good, not the secret to Goodwill, but the secret to eBay is listing high quality items as consistently as possible. And with the clothing category, I think they put people in different brackets and it's almost like they cap them at certain levels. So you may be stuck at 2,000, 5,000. You may be stuck at 7,000 gross per month. You may be stuck at 10,000 gross per month. You may be stuck at 15,000 gross per month. I think the way to beat that is to only list like gold items in your store nonstop, or you just list more per day. But it has to be every day. So maybe it's 3 gold items per day. They'll put you at a certain cap. And then if you increase that daily listing goal, then they will allow you to go up. Also, if you're like, let's say you're selling a lot and you're late on your shipments and your rating, your shipment rating is going down, they're like, this guy isn't really responsible, so we're not going to give him the $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month because he is missing some shipments, or he has higher returns, or he's getting some returns, item not as described. Like, they probably take that all into account. I don't really know. Like, this is all just speculation, but I think all of that plays into your sales, and I think they will cap you unless you either put more gold items in your store or you just raise your listing goal. And it may be the raising your listing goal is where I'm thinking. I think that if you're down to 10 or 20 listings per day or 5 per day, you're going to be capped at a certain percentage where it's really hard for you to get past that. And then the way around that is just to list more. So my goal is to list more, obviously. But let's read what you guys said. Notorious, I don't get many sales, but I don't list every day. Yep. Everything is good. Post every day around a 2%. So Claudia, do you do 2% promoted listing? Notorious, it's like I post 8 items in one day, then I close to at least 4 items sold. I could get more, but I've been declining a lot too. Yeah, I decline a lot too. Everyone does lowball offers. Like, it's ridiculous. Like 50, 60, 70% lowball offers. It's like, no way. So I never decline it. I just counter it, just because I feel like if you decline it, it may hurt your sales. So I just counter. I know I've declined before, and then someone has sent me like a reasonable offer. So I feel like declining does have some good reverse psychology, or some type of good psychology with them coming back with a more reasonable offer compared to countering. However, I think the algorithm favors countering opposed to declining. Andrew, what's going on? That's called algorithm, and the seller rate doesn't typically matter if your quality is good, correct, depending on if you're promoted listing. Yeah, I think what it comes down to is just, you know, the quality that you put into your store. Like, you know, if you didn't promote anything, you weren't top rated, or anything, let's say it took you 5-day handling time and you just did everything like, let's say, for instance, a lot of people like to follow tech and sports. Let's say you just did the opposite of what he said, right? You didn't do 1-day handling time. You didn't do same-day handling time. You didn't do promoted listing. You didn't do anything that he said. You could still probably become a 6 or 7-figure earner if you only put in just bangers like 30-day sell-through rate items. That could take you all day though. Like, all these YouTubers don't talk about how much time this takes. This took me all freaking day to show you guys. Like, I spent all day finding this stuff. It's what no one, oh, it's a walk in the park, it's easy. Oh, I just thrift. I went to my first thrift store, I found all these gold items. Like, no, that's not how it goes. Like, it takes full out massive action, dedication, knowledge, brand knowledge. Like, it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. It's not easy at all, but it does compound, and the snowball does start to get bigger and bigger as you list gold items in your store. Like, my store is 3,000 items, and I feel like it's getting to the point where it's gonna be, like, I've never had a 0 sales day, but I feel like it's getting to the point where it's really hard for my store to have like a really bad day. In my opinion, a really bad day is like $200. Because when I first started, I would have like $50 days, $100 days, then a $20 day. And now like the bare minimum average is like 200 minimum. So I'm getting my store to a point, ideally, where the lowest is $300 per day. That's really where I want to get my lowest day to, is like $300. My goal is to do 1,000 to 2,000 minimum per day. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm in LA. I have a ton of opportunity. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do $1,000 to $2,000 per day. There's absolutely no excuse for that. And I understand that. And I've been in other businesses where I've done thousands per day. Like, I know what it takes. So my goal is to get my store to 1,000 to 2,000 per day. I know that sounds crazy for some of you, but LA is pretty crazy. I know some of you are in Texas, like Claudia. There's a lot of good items, and if you spend a lot of time, it's sacrifice, but you could do that if you spent all your time doing it. But I want to make thousands per day in reselling, and then I also do Amazon. I also do a few other things, social media stuff, marketing. Never put your eggs in one basket. eBay is incredible. I do Poshmark, I do Mercari. I just had a $75 sale on Mercari today without any fees at all, which is a blessing. I do about $60 to $200 in Poshmark every single day, and then on eBay it's around 300, or it's around like $250 to $300 per day on eBay. Notorious. Okay, so you list 8 and you sell 4. It's not terrible. I mean, I think that's actually what most people are doing. I think a lot of people are getting half of what they're listing per day. Andrew, yep, the algorithm. If I didn't answer your guys' question, please repeat it. Let me know if I didn't answer it fully. I try to get the price where I give Notorious. I try to get the price where I give the $2 off, but it depends. Claudia, you're correct. It takes a lot of time to thrift successfully. Yep. Life of MIM. Can you go full time with a $2,000 store? I know Big Yumbo. Shout out to him. Yeah, I think he did like over $10,000 to $15,000 with a really small store. It's just only had, but he couldn't. It was like really hard for him to grow past 2,000, and he was doing 30 per day. It was really hard for him to surpass 2,000. He might still be at the 2,000 mark, but it's actually a good sign when it's really hard for you to grow, because like I wish I couldn't surpass 3,000. Like I'm at like 3,100 and I'm almost hitting the limit to my store right now. And it's kind of pissing me off because I'm kind of running out of storage. And LA storage is like $800 a month for like a small ass storage unit. So ideally, I would love to be at 2,000 or 3,000 listings where it's just almost impossible for me to grow because everything is just selling. I list 30, I sell 30. I list 30, I sell 30. That's really where I want to be. Notorious is Morona a good brand? No, it's absolute garbage, absolute trash. Outlier pants or Bolo, bro. Yep, I have outlier pants in my store and I have them priced way up. So yeah, Outlier, really good brand. I found that at the bins. So if you guys are just starting, the bins will be your best friend. I know Dixon Pickens, he makes over 100,000, like way over 100,000 gross just sourcing at the bins. Like that's honestly just crazy. And his cost of goods there, I think are under $3 or $2. Like that's pretty crazy. And I had $13,000 months only from bins pickups, like $13,000 gross per month only from bins pickups. So you want to start off when you're just starting off, or if you want to bring your cost of goods down, go to the bins, try to find bangers, because I don't know. My bins are really good, but I'm also in LA, so I don't know. Speaking of LA, Young LA is a really good fitness brand, came out of LA. I found this at Eco Thrift. Really good brand. It always sells super fast. Fox Racing, really good brand, a hoodie. It never stays in my store for very long. And then the final thing I'm going to show you, All Saints, small, all over print. This was only $5 or $7. All Saints is pretty good. And that's actually everything I got today. So if you want to replay this live, you can watch that. We'll just stay on a little bit longer because there's a few more questions here. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll answer any final questions before I go. If you're just coming in now, you can always replay this. I'm going to have it free on my YouTube channel. I never charge for anything related to Resellertom. I don't charge for anything right now. There's nothing wrong with YouTubers charging for stuff. Totally cool. But for now, everything is just open and free on my YouTube to saturate and destroy brands. I had a short the other day, and I like listed everything that I found, and there was this comment where it was like, yeah, right, this is fake, or it was like, it was something along those lines. It was like, this is cap or something. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I showed you the receipt and all the tags on the items. Like, how is this cap? Like, I found this at a Goodwill. It was like one of my best days. And I found like 17 items at a Goodwill or something. And they were actually really decent items, like icebreaker and things like that. And I had these comments on the shorts and they were like, oh, this is cap. This is fake. You're faking it or something like that. I'm like, I didn't even respond. I don't respond to... Like, I don't have mods. I don't care about hate. Like, I'm actually confrontational, and I actually like debating people. I've debated people my whole life. So I actually don't really need mods, and I actually like when people come after me because it's a good conversation. It's a good debate. There's actually no reason to block them. Like, I love free speech, right? So if someone wants to make fun of me, come after me, like, no worries. Like, let's go. Let's debate. Andrew agreed. Also, to when thrifting to resell, you feel a mental pressure to even treasure hunt, then to come home and take time to relook up the item and list similar photos. It takes a full-time job. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. It will get faster as you do it. And if you can get your process down, like ideally you want to get everything. If you were to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, get all your photos done, all your listings done, then you get your shipping done, and then it's just free time to source all day. That's the ideal routine. However, some people push it off, and I've been there so many times where I just push it off late at night, where it's less than like, I'm about to hit 12 o'clock at night and like I have to get my 20 listings up. Like I've been there so many times and it sucks, but You know, you can absolutely drag it out all day, and that's where you don't want to be. How much are you spending on average cost of goods per week? So before, when I was at the bins, I think it was $1,000 a month, and I was my max at the bins was a $13,000 a month, spending max $1,000 a month in inventory. Now I'm probably spending $2,000 to $3,000 per month just in inventory, and that's only because I'm going to Goodwill, Salvation Army. I'm going to thrift stores and paying up for just better items that are faster, easier for me to source, and things like that. Notorious one, I'm nervous to cross post. Yeah, I was too. And it is an issue because none of the cross listers are perfect. Like, something will sell on eBay and it won't get taken down on Poshmark, and that's really, really annoying. I probably lost that on like $2,000 or $3,000 because it didn't do it properly. And I had to cancel orders on Poshmark. Because with Poshmark, it's really hard for these cross listers, or the one that I use. It's hard for it to take it down because with Poshmark, if there's an outstanding offer, you can't just delete it. It's really weird. It's really annoying. Poshmark is kind of annoying with that. Do you still go to the bins? So I like to go to the bins when I'm feeling some type of way, and the bins that I go to are very, like, it's mainly vintage people, to be honest. It's like 99% vintage people, and I'm like the one eBay guy that randomly has his fucking phone go off and cha-ching, and everyone looks at me and they're like, oh, what a fucking tool. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm making money. What are you guys doing? They don't even save their receipt when they walk out. Like, they don't even pay taxes on it, it seems like. No, I'm just kidding. I love them. Like, they're all cool and stuff, but it's just funny. I think like the competition at the bins in LA it's a walk in the park. It's easy. I'm like one of the only ones, so I'm probably destroying it for myself. I'm not going to tell you which bins I go to because there's a couple here. So I'm not going to tell you which bins I go to. You can figure that out. Just because if I saturate it, then, like, you never want to tell people where your source. It's actually really stupid for people on YouTube to share bolos and share where they thrift and things like that. It's actually really dumb because it ruins it for everyone. But a lot of the brands I showed you guys today, everyone knows about, so it's not really a big issue. It's always the new brands. So, like, for instance, when Untucked came out, like, whoever found that brand could have stayed quiet about it, but they let it out, and then everyone knows Untucked, and now it's not even a pickup anymore. So with all the new brands, it would be smart for us to not tell you the YouTube community, but I think we will slowly do it. But we can all find the brands. It's not hard. If you want to check my latest podcast, it doesn't tell you the brands, but it tells you how to find the upcoming brands. Okay? So we're going to end soon. If you guys have any final questions, let me know. And Trader Joe's is bomb, guys. And Taurus, I appreciate your information. Cam Kane, I chose violence. Yep. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Bible Barbie, anytime. Notorious, I just use the QR code when I send out my items. Yeah, that's where I started. And then it was getting to a point where I was doing 20 to 30 sales per day, like every day. And I just felt bad because I felt so annoying being like, ah. And like, I could tell my people at the post office were getting pissed off. They're like, when are you gonna get a Rolo? Like, when are you gonna, like, they made me feel bad. And it's their job to scan it. And one of the ladies were like, if anyone gives you a hard time, just tell them it's your job. And I'm like, you do have a point. But some of them do get salty when you have like 30, 40 packages with QR codes. It's funny. And I always felt guilty and I felt weird. And I still feel weird because even because I have a Rolo and I print the label on the packages, but I have them scanned one at a time, and I still kind of feel bad too, because sometimes I have like 50, 60 items, and I feel bad about it. Notorious one, how will you know if you how will you know if you got to do a 1099K? So I know Cheryl Miller, and she's on YouTube. She's specifically with eBay, and I know Dixon Pickens talks about her a lot, and she's in like text groups. She's really well known. Her YouTube channel is called Simplified Accounting, and she has her own eBay account, and she does eBay reselling, but she's a certified accountant or whatever it's called. And she knows all the tax write-offs and all the tax leaps when it comes to reselling eBay. So if you were to go to like any tax person, they don't really understand eBay, but she does. And she's way cheaper than any tax person, and she's really good. But notorious, like any profit that you make, you have to report it to the IRS. So let's say you cut someone's grass, they give you $100 cash, you have to still report that. So even if it's below the threshold, $600, whatever it is, by law, you have to report any profit that you make. That's just a law. And if you go long enough without reporting or you don't file, it could be a criminal, there could be a criminal investigation. You could be in jail. And they do scare you with that. But I would get on top of it, and I would try to get your taxes in order. And I just swallowed one of these things. But if you are behind in your taxes, you have back taxes that you never filed, you want to come clean basically, but you want someone to represent you, like a tax attorney, and you want them to do all the talking for you. But if you're behind on your taxes or you owe back taxes, you never filed, you want to go to them before they come to you, because if they come to you, you could go to jail eventually. They will eventually find out. Like, let's say you did like an under the table business for like 10 years, like you could absolutely go to jail. They will eventually find out. So it's better to get all that taken care of sooner. If you go to them, you're not going to go to jail. If you come clean and go to them, you have an accountant, go to them, you'll be fine. But you want to get on top of all your taxes and stuff. And taxes are good because you can take out loans, you can get retirement income, you'll get in the system. It's easier for you to get houses. It's easier for you to buy cars and stuff like that. So yeah, it sucks, but no one likes paying taxes, but it's good to just get it taken care of so you have more leverage when it comes to loans and houses and cars and all that stuff. It's just a part of life, and you can't escape death and you can't escape taxes. Claudia, thank you for introducing me to Trader Joe's. There's a lot of them here, but I haven't went to one. I will go now. Yeah, it's super cheap. None of it's inflated. The portion, like if you have a full family, it may not be the best because the portions aren't like huge, like Costco. It's not like Costco, like, you know, bulk items, but it's super cheap, extremely cheap for a lot of things there. So check it out. It's all healthy too. It's all imported from like Germany, and a lot of it's organic. A lot of it is just minimal ingredients. So if you're on top of your health, nutrition, all that stuff, really good prices, even on their meat, their vegetables, super low cost, and it's all organic and stuff. So that's my go-to place. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. If you guys have any final questions before my phone dies, because I did that last night. Do you get any notifications though? I don't know what you mean by that. If you never filed, I mean, eventually they might send you a letter in the mail. I don't really know. I've never been contacted by the IRS or anything like that. I've always just sit on top of everything, and yeah, I'm not a tax person, so I can't really, you know, I can't really say anything about it. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Love you guys. Do you get any notifications though for taxes? So I think for eBay, once you hit over, what is it, $600 or $20,000, you get a 1099. So yeah, I got my 1099, but regardless, even if you made $1, you have to report at the end of the year how much you made. So even if it's even if they don't, like with Poshmark, they didn't send me a 1099 because I didn't do $20,000 because I started Poshmark at the end of last year, and I think I made like $2,000 or something at the end of last year. And they never sent me a 1099. However, I still need to claim to the IRS that I made $2,000. By law, you have to claim all profit, and then you do tax write-offs. So you want to figure out what your net is, and then you want to deduct all your expenses. Like I said, I'm not a tax person. I'm not here to give tax advice or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I've done. So I find what my net is. So so the gross eBay, you want to take out all the promoted, all the fees, all of the shipping. What it comes down, like the money going into your bank account is your net. And then you deduct all your cost of goods. So let's say you spent $10,000 in buying clothes. Let's say you do $20,000 profit, but you spent $10,000 in clothes. Your annual net income would be $10,000. Then you have to report the $10,000, and then maybe you owe like $1,000 or $2,000 in taxes. It's not like that much. But yeah, that's basically my tax thing. I shouldn't even be talking about it because I'm not a tax guy. How do you report everything? You just have to go to a CPA. I think Simplified Accounting, Cheryl Miller's the OG of OGs with eBay, and she'll give you all the tax write-offs and everything. Like she'll help you write off your rent, write off all that stuff. Or you can just go to like H&R Block or whatever, and just show them your numbers and all that stuff, and they should be able to get all that for you. The thing about back taxes, if you didn't file on time, which was in April, so we're behind. If you haven't reported anything, you're behind. You're gonna accrue interest and fees and stuff like that. So I would try to get on top of it. Simplified Accounting, she has a YouTube channel. She goes live every day. You can ask her questions too. But I'm gonna end it here. Love you guys so much. We'll see you guys in the next one, and hope you guys make way more money, way more sales. Peace out, guys.